Ladies and gentlemen and little goblins, we're here and we're gonna be doing it big. We're playing a very wacky deck. I like to call this Zarbog is going to blow his load. So, what does Zarbog do? Let's look at it real quick. You gotta tribute summon it, which is why we have Incantation. And you pop itself or another light monster, and you get rid of cards in the extra deck equal to the level of the monster that was destroyed. So in this case it's 8. We get to send 8 cards from our extra deck, and we get to choose 8 cards out of our opponent's extra deck to send to the graveyard. And this is insane because we send Herald, 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 so we get 3 searches. We send App Cologne, or whatever the name is, which means we get Schism from the deck, and we also sent Fossil Machine, which is a trap and spell destruction. Look at these triggers. Look how beautiful they are. Look how wonderful they are. Things are just working the way they're meant to work. It took me a while to get this deck to work. And I just to be completely honest, I just hit plat with the deck. And honestly, it sounds bad, but it's still early in the season, and I was test running this deck for a while. So this is like the 5th variation of it. Alright, so now we are going to Kaleidoscope to summon Unicore and Colossus, because that will protect us. Our opponent's running a weird deck, but it's pretty much like a level 4 XZ deck that tops off with Zeus and Utopic, and we pretty much got rid of all his cards. All the cards that mattered are gone. So he's pretty lucky with having Droplet. But we have the Schism, so we activate Schism. So now we can get Winda out on the field. And honestly, I would actually say you might have been better off holding the Schism, because if he summons a Dark Monster, I could have just like sent to the graveyard the Dark Monster with Schism's effect. It is whatever. Because I could have got rid of this card right here, and it made it a lot harder for him to do this play that he's doing right now. Would have it been impossible? Probably not, but it would have been a lot harder for him to do that. So he's going to get rid of my entire board, pops everything. I got Schism left, but that's not doing anything at all. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I don't think we can kill him, but we can pretty much shut his board down right now. We can get rid of pretty much most of his cards. So we get Cycle. We're going to activate Kaleidoscope, which is going to get Trishrula. Now this card, if you know how Trishrula works, you have to have the exact requirements. So they need exactly 3 cards. 1 from the hand, 1 from the field, and 1 from the graveyard. If they don't have any one of those requirements, it's not going to work. But if it does, you're going to see it's a very powerful effect. And it's like sniping things from the graveyard by itself is really annoying. But getting stuff out of the hand is also equally annoying. So we get Unicore. We activate Cycle to get our Unicore from the graveyard back out. We went Unicore. I mean, we could have easily gone into Brian too. It's another card we could have gone into, but Unicore shuts down the extra deck. So if he goes into another XZ monster, it's gonna shut down the ability at least. And by the grace of God, he still gets into Arachna Zero. But he knows it's over. He's gonna when he loses that card, I mean he has like 2 cards left in his, or 3 cards left in his extra deck. So GG. Now you guys see the shit I'm spitting. It looks like we got a Zabarg stuck in our hand again. And we do run 3 in the deck for consistency. But ideally you want to open this in your opener. Now the opponent we're playing against, it doesn't look like they're using... since they're using Pot of P, it doesn't look like they really care too much about their extra deck. It would have been nice if we went first though, because we would have got rid of that DPE. But, alright, but you got Candle. Gonna activate. He's gonna activate. There can only be one, which is fine because all the imp incantations are all different. What is it? Subspecies, or what would you call them? Types. They're all different types. So Candle is a Pyrolite, and the Potato is a Dark Plant. And they're mainly just talking about this right here, the plant. And then we go into Unicore, Spellcaster. Got the full rainbow out on display. So now we got Klausus. So right now we're actually not even going, because Unicore shuts down DPE. We're not even going to bother going into Zaborg right now, because we want to go into just Trish. Trish is going to shut him down. Like, he's going to boom, boom, boom. Got rid of his Eldritch. He doesn't want to see any more of that. GG. We started to really pop off near the end of the stream, so like, I played this game extra after the stream, just to get some more games in. But we've really started to pop off, and the deck seems to start to come together. It feels very good, to be completely honest. Like, going into Unicore Klaus, it seems like a pretty decent lock on like a decent amount of decks. The deck is still weak to getting Rageki'd and stuff like that. There's really not much you can do about it. We gotta hope. I wish there was a way of like tutoring out Zarbog, because like even in this case, right? If we Zarbogged him, we could have got rid of could have got rid of his Kagori. Which, by the way, Skyscrapers, if he doesn't have a way of dealing with Unicore, he's doing nothing this entire game. Look at him. He's doing nothing. Look at this poor, pathetic little baby. Oh, he's a little baby. Now, the scary thing is, when DPE comes back, since it's not coming from the extra deck, we're in trouble. So we got rid of their module. I don't know if you've seen that. So right now, as an emergency, I am actually going into Unicore. A second Unicore. So if he pops me, we have like ways of combating it. Now we're going to get rid of this DPE. We have to clear space on the board though, sadly. He pops and he clears the space for us, but we just get rid of the last card because we don't need it. Now we're going to Incantation Potato Man. That's what I call him. And now we're going into Trishula. We're gonna exile. Look how beautiful this is. We're gonna be able to get rid of Ray and DPE and a random card in their hand. And look, we get rid of Monster Reborn. I don't think it's a random card. I think they choose. Oh no, it's chosen at random. So I think he's tilted because he just impermed my Trishula. But he ends up hitting Ray. But remember, at this point in the game, like, I'm actually surprised he's just getting every card that he possibly could need. But I'm only afraid of spells. Because he's locked out of the game with Unicore. Like, what is he gonna do? Unicore just completely shuts down his extra deck. You don't really care about it, so as long as we protect Unicore, we win game. Simple as that. We activate rights, we get ashed. We should have seen that coming. The amount of times I've got ashed last night was insane. Remember, you guys should check out the stream. It's a lot of fun. We get a lot of back and forth. We do some games with viewers. And yesterday, the viewers were playing games with each other, which was I thought was hilarious. They were like going back and forth. It was crazy. Alright, we're pounding it in. He has one card he's about to draw. Is he going to draw the out? Is he going to do it? He doesn't. Goodbye. Unicore is a hero. Alrighty, so this is when I was using evenly matched in the deck. I ended up removing it, but most of the cards are still the same. And we are playing against a Thunder Dragon deck. Is it? Yeah, he's just a regular Thunder Dragon. I thought he was playing Grass's Green. He's not. So we get ashed on our preparation of rights. Kind of aggy. We just pass. And I'm just thinking in my head, maybe I get some use out of this evenly matched. We're going to ash his Chaos Base. Return the favor. You always have to assert dominance after they just assert it on you. Then they're going to Thunder Dragon. They're going to do it one more time. And instantly I'm thinking, okay, he's going to go for a Thunder Dragon Fusion. That's the only reason why you'd be doing this. Unless he was doing it to thin out his deck, but it would be kind of odd. So here's the Fusion. He brings out Thunder Dragon Titan. And we have evenly matched. Well, we got a Broniac, which is a pretty good card to have. And we get Shirit, which is good. And now we can set up for a Trish, which is awesome. So we're going to Nekroz cycle here. Going to Trish. Trish is going to get rid of his little stinky bugger. He's going to activate Thunder Dragon Dark. So this is the thing. When you activate Thunder Dragon Dark's effect, right? They cannot activate the secondary effect on it. So even if we banish the Thunder Dragon Dark, which I'm hoping for, is not going to get the search. And we end up getting it. And we got rid of his fusion, because that card's annoying. And now we are in a pretty decent space. And he top decks a Thunder Dragon Fusion, because the only other card in his hand is Thunder Dragon. So he top decks Thunder Dragon Fusion, which is really unlucky. But then we're also lucky, because now we have another Trishula. Double Trish. Kind of hard to live that. So we're going to search. I believe we probably go Unicore at this point. Or, okay, Brionac, that's fine. But we'll probably end up using Brionac to search for Unicore. Yep, we're going Kaleidoscope. We're going Unicore. Because Kaleidoscope's beautiful because we can send our Arclight, which is another search engine card for us, to the graveyard to special summon our Unicore. So I'm feeling pretty good. He's at 3k. He activates the Chaos Space to draw a card. And then he sets one, and he's not activating anything. I go for the kill. Boom. We win. That was a well-deserved win, too, because this guy got pretty lucky with those top decks. So did I, but whatever.
For only one subscription a day, you too can stop the cringe in the world. No more floss dances. Get out of here, Fortnite. We play Yu-Gi-Oh! A man's child's game. Subscribe.
Alright, my little goblin hoes. We're going for one more game, and we're playing against the Exo Sisters. Can the Exo Sisters seriously take on these anime boys? Actually, are these even boys? It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Are these even girls? That's a question we should all ask ourselves. Is that even a girl? It's a little debatable. I guess the name is Sister, so I guess it's implied. Well, never trust anything. Alright, so now Clausis. He's gonna ash me. What a dirty slut. But that's okay. We got Preparation of Rites, which is baller. And he's gonna activate the Exo Sister Vadis, which is fine. We're not resurrecting anything from the graveyard, so. So we go into Unicore. We activate Kaleidoscope. And we're actually just gonna pop the back row here. The Gozen match. So we're actually sitting pretty, because we're fighting an empty board. His Exo Sisters have no chance of really doing anything at this point, right? I mean, the most he can do really is be if trying to go into him, but we have ways of combating him. So now our opponent's just gonna pass it over, and we're just gonna hopefully draw into a win. Unicore is gonna grab our Trish. I mean, not a Trish, Brian. Brian's going to get our, and we ended up in our final list, we end up cutting this card. Alright guys, we're here back with the deck, and let's just go over it real quick. I want to say with this final improved list, I played a few hours after stream, and we were able to get to a 68% win rate. So not the best, I've definitely had better win rates, but I will say climbing to plat was actually very competitive. There was a lot of we played against like non-stop Sword Soul. We played against like Animancipator. I played against pretty much everything in the field. A lot of top tier decks. Like there was not many like slouches. And I will say I was a bit tired because I haven't slept. So I was definitely not playing optimally for some of those games. But I will say, still pretty good showing. I will say, games where we played Zarbog turn 1 felt like I couldn't lose. So Zarbog turn 1 felt amazing because we're able to set up for Winda. We were able to get 3 free searches. We were able to have a backup plan. This card's insane too. Igniter. It felt pretty like I was an unwinnable, unlosable position from that point. And games that we didn't have it felt still pretty fine because we had Unicore, and we had Clausis. So one of the combos that you've seen a few times was I will play Kaleidoscope, I will discard my Wind Pegasus from the extra deck to special summon Clausis with Unicore, which Unicore's main weakness is it is weak. It's 2300 attack, so like a lot of things can attack over it. Clausis provides some coverage, so if they have an extra deck monster, we can make that attack become 0 and negate the effects. The effects being negated is covered by Unicore, but it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. We got a lot of wins off of abusing Trishula, which is just such an insane monster. Just being able to set up perfect, like, banish 1 card in hand, 1 card on field, and 1 card in graveyard, and just keep, like, sniping out their most, like, important cards that they need, is definitely the way of playing the deck. I don't think I would play more than 1, though, just because you can recycle Trish. So if you have Cycle and you have Shirut, like if you have Shirut in hand, Trish in graveyard, you can literally just bring it back with Cycle. And you've seen that one game I was able to cast it twice. That's not like the norm, but it's something you can definitely do. And if you cast Trish twice, you're probably gonna win the game because that's like banishing a lot of resources from the opponent. But yeah, Zarbog's insane. Just sniping out eight of their... So if you guys didn't understand what was happening when I was Zarbog after the explanation, if we Incantation, right? That means we get 1 light, 1 dark. We just need the light, honestly. Then we tribute them both to Zarbog. When we summon Zarbog, Zarbog will destroy a monster on the field. We destroy itself. And since it was a light monster, both players send as many cards from the extra deck equal to, but not more than, the level and rank of the destroyed monster. So this is rank 8. So that means and since I used a light monster, I get to choose the opponent's monsters that they send. So think of how crazy of an effect that is. I get to tutor, like pretty much tutor a bunch of times, set up my turn, have an insane follow-up, all this other stuff. And not only that, I can strip my opponent from all their threats. Like, if they have a Zeus, buy Zeus. They're playing, let's see, they're playing Sword Soul, absolutely annihilated, get rid of every single important synchro that the deck uses. It's not like the deck has, like, Pot of Adverse. It's not like it's going to recycle the cards back. They honestly probably will just scoop at that point. Like, you get rid of every important card they have, what are they going to do? They're going to slap you with tokens? That's all they have. That's all the deck has is a bunch of, like, stupid tokens. Oh, they're not going to do anything. Let's just say that. A token collector can beat their deck by itself at that point. Because you're playing against mono tokens. So, if you get Zarbog off, it's pretty crazy. And it's really fun. So, I would say, give the deck a try if you have a good amount of it built already. These extra deck cards, these other extra deck cards, they're not as important. These here are the more important ones. And I would actually double up on Wind Pegasus, maybe to 2. And just cut out Selene or Underworld. It's very rare you even go into any of those because Incantation locks you out of your extra deck. So you barely go into it. They're pretty much all fodder for you to discard anyway. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys joined the stream. It's a lot of fun. We do a lot of stuff. We try to, at least. And I look forward to seeing you guys all soon. Goodbye.